As training camp continues, the Chicago Bears are slowly starting to figure things out. Day 3 of practice is in the books. We got to talk about some of the things the Bears improved on, some of the things that still are shaky, and how this defense is looking. All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Now you are rocking with the channel, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. This is the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks, so make sure that you stay in tune with us, man. I left my microphone at the studio, so I got to use this one, which I usually use on the go. So this is what you get. Shout out to y'all, man. I like to point out the things that are new that are happening, right? It's like, what the heck? Why is he holding a mic all of a sudden? Don't worry about it. We're going to make it work. No, man, today was I think the best way to describe it is up and down, but a step in the right direction yet again. I know some people may come out of this, and I'm sure there's going to be podcasts today and radio shows today that are losing their minds. Oh, my God. Caleb Williams didn't pass the ball a lead. What are we going to do? Oh, my God. Listen, this is the third day of training camp, third day of practice. The focus right now is getting the details right. Where the Chicago Bears offense took a step forward today, the pre-snap procedural issues were basically null and void today. That was the big story of the first 2 days of camp. The reason that you had Ben Johnson and Dan Rashard ready to flip tables and throwing people out of the drill is because of pre-snap procedural issues. The Bears are starting to nail that today. Only one time I saw a false start on the offensive line. There was another false start that ended up happening. I believe that was on DJ Moore, just from the receiver position there. But for the most part, you saw a team that was able to get in and out of the huddle incredibly efficiently, get to the line, run the play. Was every play successful? No. In 11 on 11, and we'll get to this in a little bit more in depth, but in 11 on 11, it wasn't good enough. There needs to be better play from Caleb Williams. There needs to be better play from the offense. But as we heard from Declan Doyle today, the coaches are emphasizing communication, timing, and execution before the snap. That is the most important thing that the Chicago Bears are trying to get down here in this first week as they're going through the install period and going through some of these walkthrough periods. I mean, yesterday, Dan Rashard was losing it, and there was no defense out there. He was losing it on the offensive line, getting set up and how they came out of the huddle. And there was no defense out there. They weren't even there yet. And then they false started after that. So when you're talking about pre-snap issues, and this was something the Chicago Bears dealt a ton with last season. It's why I love that this is a point of emphasis coming into this season. This is not something that is a small thing. Oh, he should just be able to say the play and everybody get lined up and figure it out. How many false starts did we have last season? How many pre-snap penalties were the reason that drives didn't continue? This is a step in the right direction. And here's the thing. It's not just on Caleb Williams to get this thing together. This is on the offense as a whole. Now, does there need to be better play from the offense as a whole? 110%. They struggled again today in 11 on 11 session with consistency and rhythm as the plays were developing there. DJ Moore brought it up today, and he talked about how, there was some timing issues and how there was a play in on the goal line drill where Caleb throws the ball to DJ. DJ said he slipped. He's like, that's on me. And the timing was just off enough that it threw the play off. Tyree Stevenson comes over, breaks the pass up. But you saw Caleb Williams throw a few interceptions today. Timing issues. He's late to that read. You got to get that ball out quicker, Caleb. And those are things that he's going to continue to build on. The TJ Edwards ones, I don't even understand that one. Like, he threw two. He almost threw another one. The one he threw to TJ Edwards was insane. I mean, I don't know who he saw over there. But again, this is the time for you to throw those interceptions, but that one was one of those where it was like, ooh, what a tough throw there. But again, I thought in situational drills, you saw some notable improvement from Caleb Williams, especially in the 2-minute drill. I thought in the goal line packages, you saw some improvement as well. Scored 2 touchdowns on that in the goal line, and For some reason, my notes have gone away here. I'm trying to pull up the names of who ended up scoring those touchdowns. I believe DJ Moore and Olamide Zacchaeus were the two people that ended up coming up with a touchdown in that session. But, continuing to build on that, continuing to grow from that, continuing to, okay, in this real life scenario that will hopefully happen a ton this season, are we being efficient? And it was something the Bears actually were surprisingly efficient in last year, was the goal line situation, and hopefully that's something that continues into this year. I'm trying to pull this up here, and okay, here's my day 3 notes. So I'm trying to get down goal line, yada yada yada. Okay, so goal line situation. There was a great block by Oscar Pillow in that goal line situation as well. He is really looking good out there and just looking like somebody who's very comfortable in the job that he needs to be that he needs to get done here. So Caleb was late on a pass, and DJ said he was off as well. Play was broken up there by Tyreek Stevenson. Had an on time pass to Olamide Zacchaeus. Had a beautiful pass. It was Roma Dunze that ended up coming away with that touchdown on the goal line as well. And then in the 2-minute drill, I thought there was a really good session where Caleb Williams showed some improvement, but there were just drops there. Again, it's not just Caleb Williams. It is the offense. He had a pass over the middle to Roma Dunze. That was an absolute dot. Had a beautiful pass to Cole Kmet in that session. There was a run by Caleb Williams that was a pretty big gain in there as well. Threw a beautiful pass to Swift. Swift ended up dropping it. Threw another nice pass to Swift. It would have been on the left sideline. And it would have been perfect for clocking the ball. He would have ran out of bounds. He ended up dropping it. Oscar Trapillo ended up getting a false start there. You get pushed back. End up getting a sack by Javon Dexter. That pushes you back even more, and then a pass over the middle to Zacchaeus, and then they eventually end up kicking the field goal after that. But in those situational moments, right, Caleb delivering the ball on time, going through his reads well, moving quickly through the process, and then, some subtle things, some small drops that could be big in a real game situation end up being the reason why you don't come away with 7 there and you come away with 3. That's not what Ben is trying to get this team to focus in on. Again, the details is the big thing right now. But if the play is there, you got to make the play. And that goes for Caleb Williams. That goes for DeAndre Swift. That goes for everybody on this team. And hopefully we see them start to build on that as they get the pre-snap procedural issues down. Again, it's bite-sized pieces. It's not, you got to get everything figured out at once. This is week 1 of training camp. We are 3 days in. We're 4 days in from veterans reporting, right? Like, there's not this end of the world scenario that the Bears are in right now to get everything perfect. But as you continue to go through, if you start to get those procedure things right, if you start to get the small details right, it snowballs into getting the big details right. I love the fact that Ben Johnson is focusing on it. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you guys as well. One thing that did stand out today and I thought was very, very impressive, and I think it's almost shocking, right? Because we talk about new systems, new schemes, and all of that. Dennis Allen is here. Ben Johnson is here. You got all these new guys in the building. The defense looked like they've been playing in this defense for years. The defense looks like they've been playing in this defense for a while now. I mean, honestly, when you look at the unit, they are flying around. They understand where they're supposed to be. They understand what they're supposed to do. They're playing extremely fast. I mean, the communication on the defense appears sharper with fewer breakdowns and assignment. Now, there was a stoppage of play, I believe, in the second 11-on-11 period for a false start on or an encroachment call on the defense. So, a little bit of a change there from what we've seen. But when you're comparing the defensive cohesion to, dealing with the offensive system and the growing pains that are going on over there, it is night and day. And the defense usually is ahead of the offense. But I do think it's shocking that in this Dennis Allen system where you're being asked to do so much differently, and even Ruben Hippolyte spoke to us about this today. When I talked to him, he talked about how, there's some things that are in a system that I played in and now coming here, or that were in a system that I played in college and now coming here. It's just an emphasis on, okay, this is how you need to do this. This is how you need to run this. This is how you get the details out of this. Like, There are so many of those things where it's like it truly comes back to, and I know I keep saying this word, but it comes back to making sure the small, minute details are right. The Bears defense looks like they have that already. I love seeing Jaquan Brisker fly around. They come away today with 2 interceptions on the day. Like I said, the one to TJ Edwards was crazy. The other one, though, Kevin Byard coming over. DJ looked like he kind of did. I couldn't tell if he was saying it's my bad or if he just was pointing to himself or something else, but it looked like he was saying it's my bad. But when Caleb delivered this football to DJ Moore, Byard came out of nowhere, got a great wrap, punched the ball in the air. Brisker's right there. He jumps up, he catches the ball, he takes down the right sideline, pick six situation. Like, the defense is flying around in a way that you love to see it, and that is with, again, there's no pads on. That does make a major difference. We won't really know what this team is truly looking like until we get pads on, because you can't see how the offensive line is blocking. You can't see how the defensive line is truly winning on some of these routes, but the pressure that they're continuing to put on Caleb Williams in some of these situations is impressive, because this was a defensive line that couldn't get after the quarterback last season. And so it's kind of one of those things that you like to see, and you have to remind yourself, hey, I know we want Caleb to be successful. I know we're focused on the offense. Those guys over there are on our team too. And they're really good. And the hope is that you get them to bounce back in a way from last season that really does put you in a position where you can continually win. I think that the big story on the defensive side of things right now is probably the fact that you've got TJ Edwards, who looks like he's flying around and he's at peak performance right now. Jaquan Brisker being back, no guardian cap on. He's flying around. He looks to be at peak performance right now. I think that you could throw names in there. Heck, there has been no Jalen Johnson. The job that Tyreek Stevenson has been doing this year, right? Tyreek Stevenson has been a great PBU guy through these first few days of practice, and even in 7-on-7 situations and stuff like that, where both of those interceptions came from the 7-on-7. If you're going to struggle at anything, I'd rather see you struggle in 7-on-7 than 11-on-11. So there's that aspect of it as well. But to me, Tyree Stevenson has had a really good first week of camp here. It feels like he's flying around. He understands the defense. He understands how Al Harris and Dennis Allen want to utilize him. Like, there's just so much that you have on this defensive side of the ball, and it's just about getting the most out of them. And dare I say, a name like Ruben Hippolyte, you guys know I was critical of Ruben Hippolyte when we drafted him, but seeing him out on the field, he's somebody who's always in the right spot. He's somebody who's always flying to the ball. He's somebody who you can tell understands the playbook, understands how DA wants to use him, and is getting to the spot fast that he needs to be into. Again, the speed is something different this year that the Bears are going to have in that linebacker room, and I think that's going to be an asset for this team. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. Big picture, listen, at the end of the day, training camp is about building up good habits. You're starting to see the Bears build up good habits in the pre-snap process and getting out of the huddle and getting to the line of scrimmage and getting things set up. That's a very important part of this game. A lot of the work that you're doing is done pre-snap. If you can't get that part right, which we saw the Bears not be able to get that part right a ton last season. If you can't get that part right, you're going to struggle throughout the season, and hopefully we are at a point here where some of those pre-snap issues, and there's going to be more that pop up, but the ones where it's like it's continuing to stop practice, the first team has to be pulled out of practice or out of the drill, right? How they're going about, there's somebody getting cussed out on the offensive side every single week. Like, hopefully we're at a point now where those are far and few between, and we can focus on the actual football that's being played on the field. Again, let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be talking with you guys as well. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down, one love. Day 4 of camp tomorrow. I will be heading up there, so stay tuned in with us over here and with everything we have on the Windy City Breeze. I'll be tapped in up there tomorrow, and then Sunday we will be off, so we will probably drop the sim on Sunday. So tune in with us Sunday for our next week 9 we just reacted to last night. So stay tuned in with us, man. As always, y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. Peace.